Hi, my name is Caleb, and today we're going to be looking at a truly bloody war. The war I'm talking about is the War of the Roses. This lasted from 1455 to 1485. That's 30 straight years of deception, trickery, and change of sides. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before we do that, let's get into a better spot to talk about this. Oh, much better. The reason why this long war even started in the first place was because of the death of Richard II. When he died, Edmund the Earl of March should have taken the throne, but it was taken by Henry IV instead. Henry IV was of the Lancaster family and carried the generations down until Henry VI was in rule. By this time, many people didn't like the Lancasters and thought they shouldn't be in rule. They instead believed the family of York was entitled to the throne. It was easy for people and barons of the land who didn't like the Lancasters to find reason for change. For example, Henry VI was a weak king and was going mad. Before we get into the battle, we need to know the differences between these two families, Lancaster and York. These two families have their similarities and their differences. Lancaster and York come from Edward III. Lancaster is from the female relatives of Edward III's first and second son, while Lancaster come from Edward III's third son, John of Gaunt. That's a little confusing. Now, let's get into the war. The first of many battles occurred on May 22nd, 1455 in St. Albans. Richard the Duke of York was going up against Lancaster. Can you guess who won? I'll give you a few seconds. It was York who was victorious in the battle. They captured Henry VI and took over England as the new ruling family. Many more battles just like this were fought over the span of 30 years. Each victory kept on changing what would happen to England and who ruled. These battles also started a lot of violence, and when I mean violence, I mean a lot of violence. Half of the lords from 60 families were killed, but other than violence, not much changed to the land of England. I guess the places where battle occurred did change, but not really the surrounding areas. Not even any major cities were destroyed at this time. The end of the war was drawing nigh, and the family of York had its last chance. At the Battle of Bosworth on August 22nd, 1485, Richard III was going up against Henry VII. Richard was from York, and Henry was from Lancaster. This was the last battle, and probably the most important. In the end, Henry VII was victorious and killed Richard III. The battle was over, the war was over, and the fighting came to a halt. Lancaster had won the war and secured themselves as the new ruling family of England. But that's not where this story ends. Henry VII married Elizabeth of York, which united the two families. They came together as one to finish the war. The new family that was created with these two is called Tudor, and there are many Tudors that are still alive to this day. Anyways, thanks for watching, and good night.